Be gentle and empathetic as a leader and the manager. You want to display these qualities. To be able to communicate in the gentle and empathic way. Be human when being a leader or manager. We tend to tell people quickly that we decide we have the information that we lead, and sometimes we tend to forget that we are dealing with human beings. Yes, it's important to be respected, to show boundaries, to be confident, assertive. But sometimes it's also important to be gentle and empathic, to bond and create deep rapport with people around you. We see later how to be confident, assertive, how to communicate your decision. But now let's discuss being gentle and empathic. It doesn't mean that you are giving away your power. Being gentle and empathic doesn't mean that you give you power. It just means that you understand the other person's point of view. It doesn't mean that you agree with them. It does just mean that you understand their situation, where they are coming from, and their point of view. It's important that you have this empathetic and gentle skill in your arsenal, because if you are only someone direct who makes decision, who takes charge, and you only considers your point of view, you will be categorized as a robot and people will have trouble bonding with you. So you want to be gentle. So why do I say being gentle? Because sometimes you are experiencing negative emotions. We are upset, frustrated, anxious, and we want to communicate that way to people around us. We want to just communicate from that state. And sometimes by reminding ourselves to be gentle, you just calm down. You take a step back and you communicate from a more human level, rather than a level of negative emotions. When I say negative emotion is not bad emotions, it's just not empowering ones. So, by just telling yourself, oh Alan, Mark, Emily, just be gentle, you take a step back. You calm down and you communicate from a more centered emotion rather than an emotion of being upset, sad, angry. So remember, next time, be gentle. Now, how can you use being empathic? So how can you show more empathy? You showed them that you understand their situation, their point of view. You can say, I understand. You are experiencing this blah blah blah, this personal situation. I understand that you want more challenges. I understand that you were late because that happened. You showed them that. You understand them. Maybe you don't agree with them, but you understand them. And it's the first step so that they can trust you and execute your decisions. So, by showing empathy, people are going to like you more, to trust you more, and to have the feeling that they are understood. When should you be empathic? When you want to ask them to do something that will make them feel uncomfortable emotions, or when you are talking to them about something that they did wrong. Let's take the first case, when they may experience uncomfortable emotions. For example, you wanted to ask them to stay late and do some extra work. You could say, I understand you have been doing some extra hours lately, and that's something I really value. I'd like to ask you to help me with this project today until 7 p.m. Is that okay for you? We can see here that it's more powerful to show empathy, to show them that you understand their situation, rather than just asking them, hey, I want you to help me today. They will have. You have a higher chance of them accepting and liking you. Another example, they have to leave early to go to the doctor's appointment. I understand that you have to leave early this afternoon to go to the TKI appointment. I would like you to help me with this project before you go. It works better when you use empathy, when you connect with the person and you show them that you understand their point of view when they did something wrong. It's important to know what happened. So, for example, the IRA late. There is something you can ask them, what happened? Why are you late? Why didn't you give me that report on time? And then, when you get this information, use that in an empathy sentence. For example, I understand. You did and gave me these reports in time because you forgot it on your colleague's desk and instead that you were late this morning because of traffic. It's important just to understand that when you use empathy, it doesn't mean that you let it slide. It's just a bond that you create between you and the other person so that you can lead from there. So if you see there is something they did wrong and you don't want to let it slide, you can give them a warning, a solution, boundaries, and so on. It's just a tool that you use to connect people so that you can lead from there. So let's practice now. We are creating empathy statements and leather. Let's practice now. We are just creating the empathy statement. Later, we learn how to communicate the second part of the sentence, which is what you want. Let's say that your own player is sick and didn't show up to work. What is the empathy statement you could say? You could say, I understand that you are sick and you come to work. You don't play is always late because of the kids. I understand that you are always the I. Understand that you are later this morning because of your kids. Your employee works a lot, and you want them to come this Saturday. I understand that you have been doing a lot of hours lately. And I thank you for that, and I would like you to help me with this project on Saturday. Is that okay for you? So, here I also communicate my decision, but I just wanted to show you the first part, which is showing empathy. Your employee needs help with the project because they can finish on time. I understand that you need help with this project because you can't finish on time, so we can see here that it's not about being really creative. You're just about repeating the situation and showing that you understand what the person is experiencing. And that works really, really well. And you will see like the next section is about giving feedback. So it's about really how you can be more assertive and giving feedback. And the first step here, it's about showing that you can understand their point of view and their situation, and is a really powerful tool that you can have as a leader and a manager.